Alverly Aguilar and you're watching my dissection video. For today's procedure, I'm going to show you the dissection procedure of our gastrointestinal tract, or should I say, the digestive system. But before I'll start to the said procedure, let me first define for you what is a digestive system and its importance. Well, everything that pops up into our minds when we hear the gastrointestinal tract or the digestive system, we always come to think that it's all about the digestion here in our stomach. And yes, you're correct. However, to understand that the process of our digestive system, we must first know and learn where it usually begins. Well, the process of our digestive system actually starts or begins here in our oral cavity or our mouth. And it is through ingestion or consumption of food, and that could either be solid or liquid. So the first process of our digestive system is what we call as the ingestion. And our oral cavity is also the primary site of the mechanical digestion. So yeah, that is our digestive system. So to make it shorter, our gastrointestinal tract is actually a set of complex organs, ducts, or glands that actually works together in order to transform those nutrients that are taken from the food that we eat. And those nutrients that are taken from the food that we eat are handed over to the blood cells and as well as to our circulatory system or the blood vessels. Now, our circulatory system is the one who carries those nutrients and delivers it towards the different region or different organs of our body. So, yeah, that's the definition of our digestive system. But what is the importance of digestive system? Why do we need to digest? Why does the human body need to have digestion? Well, digestion is vital for the human body because our body needs nutrients so that our body could work well and to stay healthy as well. These nutrients that are vital to be intake or to be ingested are the proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, water, and etc. etc. These are the nutrients that are vital for us, for the human body. And these nutrients are broken down small enough to be absorbed by by the different organs of our body, and in order for it to be energized for the growth and for cell repair as well. So that is the importance of our digestion here in our body. So that's the definition of our gastrointestinal tract. Now, let's begin the dissection procedure of our gastrointestinal tract. But first, let me remind you that in doing this kind of procedure, we must first wear the proper attire, such lab gowns, mask, and sterile gloves as well. And also, don't forget to sanitize yourself, particularly your hands, before and after doing the said procedure. So, here. All of which has vital purposes. And that is for your safety and for your own protection from any microorganisms or bacteria that are present here in our organs. So, yeah. So before I'll start to the said procedure, let me first introduce you the equipments or the dissecting tools that are needed to be used in this kind of procedure. So first, I'll be introducing first the curved scissor. The curved scissor. This scissor is used to cut tough tissues. Next main dissecting scissor is our straight one, as you can see. Compared to the first one, this is straight. Our first one is curved. This scissor is used to cut soft or delicate tissues. Next is our tissue forceps. I have the straight one here, straight one, and as well as the curved one here. These tools are used to grab tissues for us to achieve a better visualization. So yeah. I also have some needle probe here, which is this one. This is also a tool that is used for a guide, and also used for us to achieve a better visualization as well. So yeah. I also have the scalpel here, which has a blade on it. Here, this tool is used to cut or do the incision of our organs. So yeah. Let me remind you that in handling these equipments, particularly the scalpel, because it has a sharp on it, I mean a blade on it, one must know, one must remind themselves that we need to handle it with care. We need to use this with the extreme cautious, because the blade here is very sharp and it could harm or prick you anytime. So yeah, let me remind you that in using this kind of tools, one must know how to do it, how to handle it with proper care. So yeah. Next, I also have some gauze pads. Gauze pads are equipments that are used to clean our organs, because yeah, there are some fluids that will be secreted here. So yeah, this is used for us to clean those organs. So yeah, that's it. These are the equipments or dissecting tools that are needed or are needed to be used in our organs. So yeah. So in here, as you can see, these are the organs that can be found in our gastrointestinal tract, which consists hollow organs and solid organs. So for our hollow organs, these are the esophagus, the stomach, the small and large intestine, and as well as the anal canal or the anus. And for our solid organs are the liver and the here and the gallbladder. So yeah, these are the organs that can be found in our gastrointestinal tract. Now to begin the definition of these organs, let me first define for you the first process of our digestive system. So as we all know that the first process of our digestive system is called the ingestion. The ingestion or consumption of food here in our oral cavity or our mouth. And it is also the primary site of our mechanical digestion. And our mechanical digestion is actually the chewing of food or churning of food to the stomach. So that is the mechanical digestion. And of course, our mechanical digestion will work with the help of our accessory organs here in our oral cavity or our mouth. And these accessory organs could be our teeth, our tongue, our salivary glands, which also secrete saliva. These organs works together in order for the food that is taken down in our mouth is broken down and moistened up so that it would turn into a bolus so that it could be swallowed. After the food that has been swallowed, it will now come into our esophagus. This is our esophagus. Our esophagus, the brain actually signals the muscles here so that the peristalsis will be activated. And as we all know that peristalsis is the muscle contraction of this passage of these muscles so that the food that passes here will move along. So basically, our esophagus is assisted with a process called peristalsis. So after the food that is being taken down here, it will now go further to the what we call as the stomach. So as you can see, we have a big tissue here. This is what we call as the omentum, the greater omentum. It is a fat-filled apron that is attached here. This is the omentum. So again, this is the stomach. This is what we call as the fundus. This is what we call as the greater curvature. This is the lesser curvature. And this is the body. This part here is the fundus. it is where the food that may sit for a while before mixing with a chyme. And chyme, in fact, is a thick semi-fluid mass of partially digested food and digestive secretion that is formed here in the stomach. And here is this is hard part here that controls the stomach opening. And this part here is what we call as the pyloric canal, the inferior part of the pylorus, and pyloric here is wider than the antrum and more stronger part of the pylorus. So that this is our stomach. Our stomach is actually plays a vital role of the digestive system because our stomach has glands in it, and it has also gastric teats. These glands actually secretes stomach acid or the hydrochloric acid or the enzymes that or what we call as the digestive juices, which is mixed with the food so that it would turn into a chyme. So that is the this is the portion, or this is the part where the chemical digestion happens in the stomach. So yeah. Next is we have a liver here. It is an accessory organ which regulates most chemical levels and is also the one who makes or who processes the bile, the digestive juice called bile. And as a matter of fact, our bile actually helps to digest the fats and vitamins as well. And in here, in addition, that our liver is actually the largest internal organ that can be found in our gastrointestinal tract. And here, as you can see, this is the gallbladder. This is our gallbladder. Since we have a producer of bile, we also have a storage for bile. This is what we call as the gallbladder. And our gallbladder stores bile between meals. When you eat, how the gallbladder works? Well, when you eat, your gallbladder squeezes or contracts itself so that the bile that is stored here is produced or is secreted and will go further to the bile duct and go to the small intestines to be used for the digestion. So that is our liver. So now I will be detaching the liver from the other organs with the use, of course, of my curved scissors. So now the liver is now detached to our other organs. So again, this is our liver. It is the largest organ, internal organ that can be found here in our gastrointestinal tract. And in here, as you can see, this is our hepatic artery. It is the one who delivers oxygenated blood to the liver, which supplies the liver cells with oxygen for it to be oxygenated, of course. And again, we have the bile here, the gallbladder here, which stores bile. And as a matter of fact, our liver is composed of the right lobe, here. This is the right lobe, which is larger than the left lobe, and it is divided into quadrate and caudate lobe by the presence, of course, of our gallbladder and the inferior vena cava. These are the functional parts of the liver, and it receives blood from primary from the intestine, left lobe, and the caudate lobe will receive blood from the stomach. So yeah, this is our liver, the largest internal organ of our body. So in here, as you can see, this is what we call as the small intestine. And our small intestine is the longest section where chemical digestion is completed and nutrients are absorbed. In fact, the food remains here for about 3 to 6 hours. And it is composed of our duodenum, which is this one, the first part of our first area of our small intestine, which is attached to our stomach. Next is our jejunum, which is here, and our ileum here, which is attached to our large intestine. And our ileum, as a matter of fact, has actually ileocecal junction, where the ileum connects to the large intestine. And there's also a valve here, which we call it ileocecal valve, which allows the intestinal contents to move from the ileum down to this large intestine, but of course not in the opposite direction. So again, this is the small intestine. So in here, as you can see, this is what we call as mesenteries. Our mesenteries is actually composed of double serous membranes. It is the one who holds these intestines to be in their place. So basically, it serves as a glue so that this intestine will not move, and again, so that they could be in their place. So this is the mesentery. It has blood vessels because our mesentery also provides a route or way for blood vessels and nerves as well, from our abdominal wall down to our organs. So yeah, this is again the small intestine. So next, this is what we call as the large intestine. Our large intestine actually do some absorption and digestion as well. However, it is already done by bacteria. Our large intestine actually reabsorbs some water and electrolytes. So in here, again, this is the large intestine. This is what we call as the tenia coli. It is actually responsible for propulsion of the gut content by peristalsis. And again, peristalsis is all about muscle contraction so that the food that passes here will move along easily. So yeah, this is what we call, this part here is what we call as the haustrum or the haustra. It is the region of the second part of the duodenum to splenic flexure of the large intestine. So yeah, this is our large intestine. Now in comparison, small intestine is longer, but large intestine is shorter but wider compared to our small intestine. It is long but small. So that's a difference. So now let's go to the last stage of our digestive system, which is the elimination or defecation of waste. So in here, this is our rectum. It is actually, it is the one who receives stool or from the colon. And this is our anal canal or the terminal end. It is actually the final segment of the gastrointestinal tract. And it also plays an important role in defecation, as what I've said earlier. It has actually internal organs, internal sphincter and external sphincter. The internal sphincter here contracts during rest and sleep and keeps small amount of liquid and gas from escaping unexpectedly, whereas the external sphincter here provides voluntary control for defecation. So in comparison, the internal sphincter of our anal canal and the external sphincter of our anal canal, our internal sphincter is actually involuntary, and our external sphincter is voluntary. So that is the difference between these two. This is the last stage of our digestive system, which is elimination of feces, or what we call as waste products, or unnecessary waste from our body. So that's it. So at this moment, I will be now detaching our stomach from different organs of our digestive system. But before I'll do the incision, let me first cut our omentum, which is this one. As what I've said earlier, this is what we call as the omentum. It is a fat-filled tissue. So I will now do the incision, and I will use this straight scissor in order for us to cut this tissue. So again, in cutting, we must be careful because the tool is very sharp. We also detach our spleen. This is our spleen. And we also need to detach this so that we could achieve a better visualization of our stomach. So this is our spleen. This is our spleen. And I will set this aside. Now I will continue cutting our omentum. So I have successfully cut our omentum. So as you can see, this is what we call as the large or greater omentum because it's big, as you can see. So I will set aside this first, and then I will do the incision now for our stomach. So now I will begin the incision of our stomach by cutting first our duodenum here, which is I tied it so that the contents from our stomach and as well as from intestine won't come out easily. So yeah, in doing that, I will now use my curved scissor, which is the curved scissor, so that I will now detach the stomach. Now from here, and now in cutting through this, we must be careful because again, the tool that we use is very sharp. So yeah, I have successfully detached our stomach. And now, do you want to know some interesting part of the digestive system? And now, I will reveal you that. I will do the incision here in our stomach in order for us to reveal what's inside. So yeah, let me set aside this first. And I will use this scalpel in doing the incision. So I will cut here. Slowly, because we're about to reveal what's inside, and that's what we call as the chyme. This is now the chyme. This is the product. stay put for a moment because I will clean our stomach first. Hi guys, I'm back. So the stomach has already been washed. So as you can see, I have successfully detached our stomach, and also I have successfully did the incision and revealed our chyme. So yeah, this is our stomach. So to end, I have successfully detached all the organs of our digestive system, which includes the liver, the omentum, the spleen, the large and small intestine, and as well as the stomach. So yeah, this is Alverly Aguilar from BSN Level 1 Section C. And before I end this video, let me remind you again that in doing this kind of procedure, let us know how to dispose everything, particularly the organs, wash and sanitize all the dissecting tools that's been used, and as well as your sterile gloves and mask will also be disposed. So again, that's all, and have a good day.